Hello. This is a quick guide on how to use the AVP2 Autosplitter. First off, you'll of course need LiveSplit. You can download it from this link, livesplit.org. The Autosplitter we're using is, you can find it here at my, it'll be in the description, this link. And you can look at the code if you want. Once you have LiveSplit open, it'll look something like this. If we go into right click and then edit layout, we'll see we have just a timer here. Basic setup is you want a title and then some splits, and that'll do you nicely, right? What we're gonna want to do is we're gonna right click and then we're gonna do compare against, and we're gonna make sure this is set to game time. So our default comparison is game time. This is how we get the removing of loads. This is very important. So now we're comparing against game time. That's good. Now we can right click and go to edit splits. In this window, we'll want to do a few things. We'll want to first type in Aliens versus Predator 2 up into the top here, like so, and you'll see this window come up right here. This text: Autosplitter and Load Remover are available by Diggity in the one. Before we do that, I'm going to type in a campaign into, or a category into this. You can select from here, and then I'm going to click activate. And that'll download the files that it needs to use the Autosplitter. That should be it for it to actually work. If you go into the game now, you'll see that it starts, it splits, it removes loads, does what you want. But there's a few more settings. If you click settings in here, this helps you set up your splits so that you don't have to type them in all manually. So let's say here I'm doing the alien category. I've got no split set up. I'm going to click settings. And then actually, if I move this across here, if I click settings and then go base game alien, add splits, base game alien, it'll bring up this window asking if I'm sure. I'm just going to add them as regular splits, not as sub splits. I'll show that in a second. But if I click add here, you can see on the live split, it's got all the splits from alien. I can just click OK. Note that it doesn't actually update in this window immediately. But you have to click OK in this window, and then it'll save it, and you can right click edit splits again, and you can see that they're all there. And then at this point, I'd just be good to start running. So now if I open up Aliens vs Predator 2, oh, God. If I go into the Alien campaign, you can see it starts when I load into the game. There we go. And now I can do my shenanigans like that. Okay, as for the other option, if we're doing something like all campaigns instead of just alien, so I'll set up all campaigns at the top here. What we might want to do is use subsplits so that it's easier to, so they're not all in just one list, right? So I'm going to go to edit layout. I'm going to take away the splits here, and I'm going to add back subsplits. Nothing changes yet, but I'm going to remove all these segments. If you accidentally add some, you can just do that and remove them. I'm going to delete that as well. So in settings, if I want to do all the base game campaigns in a row, I click settings, I click marine first, and then add as subsplits. And then if I click OK here, you would see, well, you can see right here that all the marine splits have been added with a heading marine, and then I can add the base game predator splits like so. So if I go to the bottom of marine, then you can see all the predator ones, and then the same with alien, like so. Let's say I wanted to go even further and do all the primal hunt campaigns after as well. I just do the same thing: add the corporate ones, add the predator ones, and then add the alien ones. Boom. Click OK here. If I edit splits again, it's gonna be a little bit laggy when I log in, when I open it, sorry. But after a couple seconds, you'll see that all of the campaigns have been added. And if I right click edit layout to extend the subsplits, you can see a bit more here. You go to the bottom, alien, yeah. And the final thing I wanted to show was, yes. So here we've only got the one timer, and I can actually demonstrate that it does remove loads. Here we are loading into Marine. Let me go to the end of this level. Pull up my hacking device. I forgot I didn't need to. Because it splits, and now it's waiting during the loading screen. You might find it useful if we go into the AVP2 leaderboards. You might also want to track the real time as well, because we have a time with loads column. What I suggest you do in that case is you right click, edit layout, you add another timer, like so, and then set its timing method to real time explicitly. So this main one has whatever your current timing method is set to, which is game time, and this one will have real time on it, and that'll give you the difference. And I think this one remembers that it's going to be a bit smaller. I like to make my second one a bit smaller to show that it's more insignificant. I also like removing the timer, the main timer, and replacing it with a detail timer, like so, and then setting the that's a current time method, yep. So that this top timer is the full game timer for without loads. The middle timer is the segment time, and the bottom time is the real time. I like having all three of those on my setup, and you can see what that looks like here. And I've made these to the same size, and I can see my PB's segment time, my best segment time here. Just a very nice setup. That's how I recommend you set it up. Of course, anything else is up to you. Don't have to follow all those instructions, but that explains how the current Autosplitter works. There might be a couple extra buttons in this settings window. When you see this, you might have an IL timer mode and a couple other things, but for now, that's the main bulk of it right there. Yeah, that's it. Happy running.